Hi and welcome to the bread kitchen. Today we're going to have big messy fun in the bread kitchen as I make a very rich French bread called brioche. To make my brioche I've got 350 grams of strong bread flour, the stronger the better, 3 lightly beaten eggs, 175 grams of butter, and this has been sitting out in the kitchen for several hours so it's nice and soft, 4 tablespoons of lukewarm milk, 2 tablespoons of caster sugar, 1 tablespoon of dried yeast and half a teaspoon of salt. Mix the yeast and the milk, stir them together and leave it for 10 minutes for the yeast to get its bizz on. Now we'll sieve the flour into a bowl just to get any nasties and lumps out. Add in the salt and mix. Now put the really softened butter into another bowl. Add in the sugar, then cream these together. Oh yes, we are talking creamy here. Right, back to the flour. I'll make a well in the centre. I'll add in my nice frothy yeast milk mix and the eggs. And now I'll mix this to a dough. You can start to understand why this might be quite a rich bread. Now this dough really is quite sticky, and you can see I haven't quite incorporated all the flour yet, so I'm going to persist with it in the bowl, just kneading it for 4 or 5 minutes. I've been going with the dough for about 4 minutes and it's fairly smooth, it's still quite tacky. Next, pop the dough onto a lightly floured surface, spread it out a bit and then put on a dollop of your butter and sugar mixture, fold it and then knead it into the dough, and this is where it gets incredibly messy. Oh yeah, really work that butter into the dough. Then when you feel up to it, scoop in some more butter. The kids will love this. Right, I'm going to add in the last of the butter and go to town on it. Now you'll get to a point where it actually all starts to come together. When it does, you want to be kind of folding it back in on itself. I'm going to do this for around 5, maybe even 10 minutes until it comes together into a nice smooth dough. I've been going for about 5 minutes now and it's starting to come together in what's more like a dough rather than a buttery mess. So I'll keep kneading this now for about another 5 minutes or more depending on how it develops. So stretch and fold and turn and stretch, fold. So after about 10 minutes or so of kneading, I've ended up with this very squidgy, soft, smooth dough. Now I'll pop the dough in a bowl. There's no need to grease the bowl because there's plenty of butter in there. Now I'll cover it and put it in a warm place for an hour or so until it doubles in size. Well, as you can see, this has risen rather well. So I'm just going to unwrap it. I'm going to knock the dough back. Now I'm going to recover it and put it in the fridge. That's right, the fridge overnight. This gives me plenty of time to clean up my kitchen. So here's my dough the next morning. Looks a bit like a brain. It's quite firm. So I'll just turn it out onto this surface. It's quite tough. There it comes. And I'll just shape it into a nice sort of oblong. You can bake this in any shape you like. It's a bit like clay, soft cold clay. And now I'll pop it into a loaf tin. Now you can either cover this with some cling film or I'm going to pop mine inside a nice big plastic bag. And now I'll leave this in a warm place to rise. It's taken a couple of hours, but my brioche has risen quite nicely. So what I've got here is an egg yolk and a tablespoon of milk. I'm just going to whisk these together. This is going to be my glaze. And I'll just brush it over with my glaze. Now this is going to go into an oven at 180 degrees fan oven, 200 normal oven for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, turn down to 160 fan oven, 180 normal oven, and cook for a further 25 to 30 minutes. It should come out the oven this lovely brown colour and be hollow, slightly hollow sound. So I'll leave this to cool. So let's see what we've got here. Light and airy. Rich and satisfying with a very distinctive taste. Brioche is a very rich bread, but I love it toasted beneath some scrambled egg. I hope you enjoy making your brioche, and do join me next time in the bread kitchen.